Hello students, in the present video I'll explain basic structure of computers. So first we'll take what is the definition of a computer. A computer can be defined as a fast electronic calculating machine that accepts the data, that means digitalized input information, process it as per the list of instructions which are stored internally and produces the resulting information. A computer is nothing but a fast electronic machine, so which will receive the data, but data will be in terms of digitalized input information. So after that it will process those set of informations or instructions depending upon internally stored contents within the memory and produces the resulting information. The list of instructions which are called as programs and internal storage is called as computer memory. So within the program we can say that we'll be having few set of instructions. Those set of instructions are executed and finally the result will be stored either in the processor register or else within the memory of the computer. So next we'll take what are the functional units of a computer. So basically computer consisting of input unit, memory unit, output unit, ALU, processor and control unit. So combinedly these units are called as functional units. So we'll take one by one what are the functionalities of individual units. First we'll take input unit. The source program or high-level language program or coded information or simply a data is fed to a computer through input devices like keyboard. I can say that keyboard is a most common type of the input unit or input type. Whenever a key is pressed on the keyboard, the corresponding ASCII character will be generated and finally so the value will be converted into binary code and it will be transferred over a cable or any cable and fed either to the memory or to the processor. So the generated whenever the key is pressed on the keyboard, the corresponding binary equivalent value will be transferred into the processor or into the memory. So the different types of input unit may be either joysticks, trackballs, mouse, scanners, etc. So next is memory unit. Its function is to store the program as well as data. So it may be either primary memory or secondary memory. So the primary memory is the one exclusively associated with the processor and operates at the electronic speed. Programs must be stored in this memory while they are being executed. The memory contains a large number of semiconductor storage cells, each capable of storing one bit of information at a time. The stored information may be either 0 or 1. These are processed in a group of fixed site called as word. Cache are the small fast RAM unit which are coupled with the processor and are often contained on the same IC chip. So each and every time the user cannot access the data from the main memory. So in order to avoid, we can have a small set of informations which are stored within the RAM unit, so that is called as cache memory. So next is secondary storage. Secondary storage is considered whenever we are having large amount of data or program have to be stored, particularly information that is accessed infrequently. So we usually the data or informations which are infrequently accessed, such informations we can store permanently on the secondary storage. So different examples for secondary storage are like magnetic disk and tapes, optical disk like CD-ROMs and floppies, etc. The next functional unit is arithmetic and logical unit. We know that computer will perform both arithmetic as well as logical operations. The logical operations may be either AND operation, NOT operation, NOR operation, XOR operation, etc. So it may perform arithmetic operations like addition, subtractions, etc. So the operands are brought into the ALU from the memory and stored in high-speed storage elements called as registers. So within the processor, it consisting of processor registers, and some informations can be stored internally within the processor. And if the data or information is stored within the processor register itself, so at that instant we can achieve high speed of operations. According to the instructions, the operations is performed, and operations are performed in the required sequence, and finally the result can be stored in the memory. So next is output unit. These actually are counterpart of the input unit. Its function is to send the processed result to the outside world. So we are having printer as well as speaker and monitors are examples for output unit. So the last functional unit is control unit, which effectively sends some set of control signals to the other functional units, I can say. The actual timing signals that are transferred whenever the data exchange is taking place between input unit, processor, memory and output unit. So I can have different control signals. So those control signals are generated by the control unit. I can consider whenever read or write operation is to be performed with respect to the processor. So at that instant, the control unit will generate the read control signal. If the operation is read operation, the control unit will perform it will issue read control signal. Or else, if the operation is to be performed, which is write operation, at that instant, the control unit will generate the control signal called as write control signal. As well as we are having some set of other control signals like chip select or timing signals or else clock signals, etc.